Now we have another inspiring man with us, Padma Shri Professor R.M. Vasagam. Padma Shri Professor R.M. Vasagam has served as project director for Apple, India's first experimental geostationary communication satellite project during 1977-83 in that time frame. He has obtained his BE honors from University of Madras and MTech from IIT Madras. He was an outstanding scientist of ISRO. He was the Director, Directorate of Advanced Technology and Training at ISRO headquarters, Bangalore, during 86-96. He served as Vice Chancellor of Anna University, Chennai during 96-99. He was the Vice Chancellor of Dr. MGR Deemed University, Chennai between 2003 and 7. He is recipient of many awards and honors: Vikram Sarabhai Award, Padma Shri, Biren Roy Award for Space, Om Prakash Bhashan Award, CDAC Param Award, Distinguished Alumnus Award, IIT, Madras System Gold Medal, System Society of India. That is Padma Shri Professor R.M. Vasagam.
Of course, he is already on summons to attend other important engagement, and all the dignitaries and the participants of this program. Of course, in the space language, where I spent more than 3.5 decades. So it is a smooth takeoff. So the Congress has already started, so it is a smooth takeoff. And the other thing which I would like to say is, the academic community, industry, and also finally the people, how we are to connect them together, the research laboratories. So the papers, primarily the product of the academic institutions, and the patents are the industrial research or all the research laboratories, even government and the private. And third is the manufacturing group, which is again, in large and medium and small industries. It is the order of the day. And now, how do we bring prosperity by connecting these three: papers, patents, and products? And then finally, prosperity to the people. I think whether you go on adding all the pieces, it is immaterial. But essentially, this Congress is attempting to do that. And earlier we have done it on the Team Tech format. And also, we are not limiting to only one or two areas. It could be energy, transportation, communication, many emerging areas, and the biotechnology which is coming. In the words of former prime ministers, Rajiv Gandhi brought the IT revolution in some form or other. Sam Pitroda played the key role at that time. Today, in everybody's hand, the cell phone is there, but it is not made in India. It is sold in India, that we can say, serviced in India. Service is available. So when are we going to have our own things? This one, pent-up demand, which I think Sam Pitroda attempted earlier, and very same thing happened in the areas like biotechnology and many others. We are producing new molecules for fighting diseases. But again, 11-year cycle. So this is one of the very difficult thing. And then finally, drug testing itself is a very big, affair, and costing billions of dollars. So finally, the medicine is not affordable or accessible to common man. This is a very important problem. And third, we have got the agricultural revolution, thanks to the green revolution, which was pioneered by C. Subramaniam and many others, Swaminathan including at that time. We made self-reliance in food possible, but it is again, now we have to combat the inequity in distribution. So ill health, illiteracy, and also inequity, these are things which have to be eliminated, and this is where the technology has to play a key role. And whenever we are lighting the lamp, I used to tell in all the audience that, we take a candle, light it with a match, which is not really Indian technology, and then finally the oil lamp, the Indian traditional thing, it is symbolizing, and the cotton wick, which is taking the oil, vegetable oil, and then we are trying to, struggling to light it sometime. With camphor only it is made possible sometimes. It is one of the dreadful moments for dignitaries on the dais, many times. So this is where I think, blending the best of the East and best of the East, tradition and modernity coming together, that is something which we have to take to the whole world. And the world-class technology, it should never be third world-class technology. I think that is where I think we are to close a big gap. And India is not short of people or the human resources. Most of the, the entrance you have the Indian space program stall. You can see the Mars mission, the spacecraft model is there, which is to go before the end of this year. And we are also having the communication satellites, meteorological satellites, and remote sensing satellites. The models are there. So where I was, part of the thing from the beginning, and we have honored the atomic energy person for bringing that heavy water self-reliance in this country, which is also matching the best of whatever is produced elsewhere in the world. Sometimes it is even being exported to the original places where it was born. And we have heard the story of the defense. So here the mission mode of working and time-bound, goal-oriented mission mode of operation has brought success in these areas. In the words of Homi Baba, whenever a technology is at its nascent stage, if we take part, we can make original and innovative contributions. And I think that is becoming true in many of these key areas. So it's the same effort has to come in many, many other areas. And I think the Technology Congress, which is attempting to do this, bringing cross-section of people from all parts of the country, representing all types of communities, academic, industrial, research laboratories, and policymakers together, I hope we will succeed soon. And I think a good beginning has been made. The next 2 days program, I think will be, participants are coming from many places. So I hope a good amount of deliberations and discussions and also the recommendations will come out of this, and finally it will go for implementation. Faster, cheaper, better. I think that is the only slogan which we can say, which is really applicable for this kind of activity. Thank you so much.